Hello there and welcome to the final race of our first season at Aston Martin on F1 Manager 2022, and of course we're going to the Marina circuit, which is Abu Dhabi, and the sad time for us all as it is going to be Sebastian Vettel's last race for Aston Martin, funnily enough both virtually and in real life. So we look forward to our two drivers who are staying with the team. It's Esteban Ocon and Oscar Piastri. Ocon and Piastri both had some development points there. In our development, we've got some front and rear wing for next year. All our engineers are on that. Couple of development points here for our backroom staff. So T Chong goes up to a 79 rated. Alessandro Sanelli goes up to 81. Chris Conan has a point as well. Ben Mitchell doesn't, who is Sebastian's race engineer. So we can just have a see now where Tu Cheong, is against his peers. Fourth in the list there. Cinelli, what's that, 6th in the list. So we're not doing too bad really on staff, and we're not going to tempt any of these staff away from their teams just to the nature of the teams that they are. And both our race engineers as well, they're in the top, what is that, 6 or 7 there. So we're not doing too bad really. We've got the staff for it, and hopefully next year we'll have the drivers for it. We'll get on to who we sign later as we set our last performance targets of the year. I'm not too sure Abu Dhabi is going to be great for us, but let's have a see anyway. Let's get into the race weekend.
We're at Yas Island in Abu Dhabi for the Formula 1 Grand Prix.
So in free practice 1, we gave Oscar Piastri a chance out there, and he actually managed to red flag the session. Look at this. Smashes into the wall.
Terrible news for the team.
Puts himself on the track. So that really hampered our P1, and we had to use parts for that. So we had a red flag in P1. Luckily though, when we got to Q2, the car was fully repaired. It's just unfortunately this happens. So Sebastian Vettel goes to start his flying lap. They're both in 16 and 17. They're both going out of Q1 as it stands. Green sector 1 from Sebastian, and then he spun the car in Q1. Yellow flag came out, which means everybody below him, behind him, has to slow down under yellow flag.
Taking a look again, it involves Sebastian Vettel.
Look, he's dropped the car in the corner. So frustrating. Obviously ruins his chances of getting out of a yellow sector 2, and obviously everyone behind will have got just caught up in that slightly. Almost no way he makes it through, and he'll be exiting his last race in Formula 1 for Aston Martin. He'll be exiting in Q1 unless someone's put a rocket ship in the back of that car in Q3. Comes round the final corner, crosses the line. Doesn't improve his time, and that was expected. Ocon is green 1 and green 2. Can he improve his time? As he comes around the final corner, could he? Maybe? Crosses the line. He improves his time, but not enough, and even not enough to beat Sebastian, so he goes out underneath Sebastian. Well, Sebastian does out-qualify Ocon in their final race together on the same team. Let's see how we get on in the race.
Ahead of today's race.
Aston Martin were on target for qualifying. Now it's up to them to defy expectations for the race itself.
Okay, so let's get into strategy. 2-stopper for Esteban and a 1-stopper for Vettel. Esteban on a bit more of an aggressive strategy, and we're going to need Sebastian to just conserve them tyres.
It's a cloudy night tonight, but otherwise the weather looks good for the race. And there's Sebastian Vettel. Slower than most yesterday, so today they'll be starting from the bottom half of the grid. Hold on tight, it's the Abu Dhabi Grand Prix. And it's lights out, and away we go.
So we get started then. Ocon is in 17th, Sebastian in P15. Sebastian gets overtaken by George Russell already around the first corner. George Russell taking engine penalties. look at this. Sebastian's got the inside line on him. Looks like Russell got onto the dirty part of the track and he's lost that place already. So Sebastian's got some pace in the car.
This is good.
As now George Russell tries up the inside, down this long straight, and when DRS is open on this in a couple of laps' time, you'll know about it.
They've moved up a place.
This will be the main
Keep doing what you're doing.
the main area for overtakes in this race. Down this back straight, you'll be seeing a lot of that. So cars concertina up now into a heavy braking zone, into a left, into a right, and DRS opens up again here in a couple of laps' time. So we've got Sebastian set up just on neutral for everything. Don't want to overdo it. Ocon will go aggressive on the tyres when he pits for mediums at his third pit stop. Sebastian chasing Mick Schumacher down, half a second out to him. Hopefully no controversies this year at Abu Dhabi. Look how close George Russell is in that Mercedes, fully trusting Sebastian's racecraft. Not to just jam on the brakes or have a moment.
Copy.
So we're on lap 3. We've asked both drivers to go into overtake mode just to start pushing the pace a little bit. We was half a second behind Mick Schumacher, now we've gone to 1.1. George Russell side by side with Ocon. Ocon actually gets past him, so Sebastian backs him up a little bit there, and Ocon's managed to get past him, so good teamwork. Good teamwork from our two drivers then, both still on the overtake ERS. We'll drop that down to neutral for both of them, just save some of the battery. Actually probably want to go more defending now really. This has been a bit of the problem so far this season, is that these two cars have always been pretty much next to each other. So just always holding each other up really. Oh, look at this into that corner. Is Sebastian about to take off? A great move against Vettel. Against Schumacher, sorry.
I can't do anything, guys.
Ocon loses a position in that. Looked like a bit of a melee, that. Oh, good move from Sebastian. He had ERS on his overtake and he had DRS, so well worked there. And Ocon gets past Russell as well. Sebastian 4.7 to Bottas now. It's piling up in that corner. Russell finally manages to get through, showing that raw pace from that Mercedes car. Might not have been 100% this year, but he's still got pace. 3 wide round that hairpin. Wow. And Ocon come out best as well. 3 wide round the hairpin. Ocon comes out best. He's up to P11. Some cars have pitted already. We've now got him on pushing on tyres and fuel and overtake. Oh, we'll have to harvest that.
We just need to charge up. Copy.
Ocon comes into pit. He's going to go into the hard tyre.
Copy.
So Ocon goes into the pit lane. Where does he come out?
17. Copy that. Just pit limiter. Just a reminder on pit limiter.
Some instructions there from the engineers. So Ocon comes out, he's come out behind Danny Ricciardo, comes out behind Norris, comes out behind Albon. Got a bit of work to do then. We really should have come out in front of Albon, to be honest. Sebastian's actually gained some life in them tyres by that graphic then. Probably get another 1 or 2 laps out of this. I think that's what we're going to do, just eke it out a little bit. Just go 1 more lap, we're just going to give us some more tyre at the end of the race on the hards. So we just push him out for 1 lap on his strategies in P9 at the minute, obviously still to pit. Probably going to come out around about the P17-ish mark, P16 mark. As we pit him now for his hard tyres on this lap.
Box.
Push on both tyres and fuel. Esteban's going a bit more aggressive now on these hards, and these next step of mediums will be aggressive. As he pits for the mediums on lap 40 in this race, 18 laps to go.
The run in.
So if they're side by side again. Lap 41. And Ocon comes into the pits. Push on the tyre again.
Drop back a bit.
Going to recharge that battery
Yeah.
for Ocon so he can push when he comes out of the pit lane. Where does he come out? Mick Schumacher and Norris pitted as well, so does he retain his position? Yes, he does. So he stays in P15. Vettel in P14, but 5.7 seconds off Zhou Guanyu in the Alfa Romeo in P13. And Ocon will be going for it now for the rest of this race. Got a bit of extra fuel. He's got a lot of extra tyre. Let's see how everyone else is faring up. So potentially Gasly and Russell may pit. Potentially, but don't think more than likely. So it's going to have to be down to pure overtaking to get anything from this race. As we're on lap 50 now, and it's 14 and 15. Oh, Ocon spun. Ocon has spun.
So this was the Aston
Come
Martin.
on. And he's
What a
dropped it on the
spin out.
curb. It's not the way that we wanted to finish off the season, but it kind of sums our season up, to be honest. It really does. We started so well. We had such a good middle period of the season.
Is that a new race position for Haas?
But this back end of the season has been a struggle. Sebastian locks up as well. Look at the state of
We
this
can
now.
take a look now. Let's have a look here. This was the Aston Martin.
He's
Going
jammed the
wide.
brakes. It's not the way that Sebastian would have wanted to finish his career at Aston Martin. He has been the better driver overall. That's what the points would say, but sometimes you have to just part ways. So on lap 56 now, Mick Schumacher, Vettel's young friend in the paddock, trying to push and get an overtake done on him. They're fighting, squabbling with each other. Look how far we are behind P13 now, 32 seconds as Mick Schumacher gets past on lap 57. Can Sebastian retake that place before the line? Leclerc wins the Abu Dhabi Grand Prix. Vettel pushing, will he do it? Don't think so
That's
now.
Leclerc.
2 corners
Charles
left.
Leclerc is today's winner.
And that is the race and season done for us. It's P15 for Sebastian Vettel and P16
Let's
for
check the
Esteban
track.
Ocon. What a shame.
Well, it was a race full of struggle.
Check it around.
So let's just get this over and done with. And let's wrap it up. So Charles Leclerc wins the race. Carlos Sainz comes in P2 and Max Verstappen finished off the podium. We finished P15 with Sebastian and P16 with Esteban Ocon. So obviously no points for us. How does that affect us in the drivers? Well, Ocon is on 56 points. Vettel on 37. P10 and P11 for them. And in the constructors, that won't be good news for us. We're in 7th, we don't get anything on Alpine, so we finished 7th. A good haul of points, but at one point it was in 5th. So it's really disappointing to have dropped from there. So thanks for watching this season. Make sure you continue watching and look out for Season 2, Episode 1, where we'll have some driver swap abouts and hopefully see how we progress with next year's car. Cheers for tuning in. Make sure you drop a like. Thanks very much.